Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel, and in this week's video we are shooting lots of landscape photography in fog and mist conditions, and ultimately it is quite a rarity to get these conditions to be so low and actually so thick, and then we'll see how we get on. Let's get into it. I've given this one a little bit of a focus stack, mainly just because I want the foreground and then obviously the background to be as sharp as possible for this one, but that's the beauty of shooting with a tripod ultimately, is that you're able to do that, otherwise you'll just never be able to piece all three together. But yeah, I've taken a nice kind of foreground, midground and then a background shot as well, so I'll comp all those together. But I think there's a lot in this one, a lot of kind of depth to it and a lot of atmosphere as well with the fog at the back. So yeah, quite nice little find here. Yeah, and I have shot this kind of metal shed in the past. There's just something really cool about it because of it being so kind of like buried in this woodland here. I do really like the colour of it as well, but it's yeah, it's pretty cool to shoot, just mainly because it's got a lot of characteristics, and the woodland around it is beautiful, so I'll probably get a couple more shots of this. But I do like this, this is the main subject really. There's something about it. Just when you think that it's going to be too busy at the back, it can kind of change your way of shooting a little bit as well. Okay, so I think I've snapped that to death, so I'm going to move on and see what else I can find. But yeah, it's a nice subject, is that. Hope you've enjoyed those images. We'll move on. Yeah, I already don't like that angle. I think I prefer this angle actually. Yeah, it's about 24mm as well. Right, now this is why it's a really good idea to have wellies in these locations, because I've just spotted a beautiful tree just in here where there's a little kind of swampy little pond situation going on, and yeah, it's pretty boggy to get in here, but I think it's going to be worth it. Just try and get this tree in some reflection as well. So yeah, get in here and see what we can do. What I'll do is I'll come round a bit more actually and see if I can make a space for it to sit in between the two trees. Yeah, and what you can see is actually just this tree in here. So I'm just going to go freehand. I have had the tripod in, but it's only going to be one kind of fairly quick shutter speed shot, no focus stacking, so I don't need to worry too much about the tripod. I'm just going to go freehand and just try and kind of get the right angle for this, because there's quite a lot going on. The key thing really is trying not to move the water, because that will affect the reflection, so I'm going to try and tread carefully here so that I don't actually move the water, because it is very, very still at the minute, which is, yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice. Yeah, so at this point of the day, I decided to head into the city of York, which is where I live, and ultimately I knew, given all the heritage and the amazing kind of views and different things that are in this city, that there would be a really, really good opportunity to capture some nice moments actually under these fog conditions. Yeah, this is how I got on. I thought this would be a lovely spot to get some images really. This beautiful old bridge across the River Ouse here. Yeah, I'm going to aim to get a couple of shots here. Mainly just because this bridge is pretty gorgeous actually. To kind of smooth out the water a little bit as well. That's the viewpoint there. A lot of atmosphere. Yeah, so I've just come a little bit further around, and you can actually really see a lot of the fog kind of moving across the water now, which is pretty cool. So I'm just trying to capture a little bit of that as well. Yes, I'm on the bar walls now, and this is generally where you see the beautiful kind of iconic view from the Minster, basically. And it's normally, well, it is behind all that fog, all the way down the bottom there. And it's quite a famous shot, really. A lot of people kind of come and take it from this spot, really, just heading back into York and showing that gorgeous kind of large cathedral at the back there. Looks like we're not going to get it this morning. Yeah, I'm just going to take a couple of images of the bar walls generally, because they actually do look quite atmospheric and pretty cool actually around this area. Yeah, I keep on stopping to take a couple of images, but I'm just feeling a bit like, nah, they're not too good really. And this is what can happen sometimes, is that you can venture out and just try and capture some of the atmosphere that you've got, really. Sometimes it works really well, sometimes it doesn't, but I thought I'd just come up and wander around the bar walls and just see if there was something that would kind of be interesting or not. Not sure it's really been that interesting, to be honest, but I've got a couple of images which aren't too bad. Yeah, and that was the main point really for me, was ultimately, even though the conditions were really, really atmospheric and I had so much more to play with in the sense of this atmospheric conditions, actually it still goes a long way to say that you still need a decent subject matter, regardless of how good those conditions could be. And I really did notice, especially walking around the bar walls, that there was just no subject matter. Apart from a few people walking up and down, which I managed to capture, there wasn't really anything that was really pulling me towards an image. And that says a lot, even though the conditions were quite thick atmospheric fog conditions. And I did go back to the bar walls a couple of days later when the weather was much clearer and much nicer at sunset hours, and here's what I got. Yeah, so thanks for watching this video to this point. If you're still with me, I do really appreciate you watching this far. I know it's quite a lot of time to spend watching some stranger on YouTube, but ultimately, yeah, it's my passion and I really, really enjoy it, and I love putting these videos together. So hopefully you're enjoying this journey with me as well, and hopefully you enjoy the images. That's ultimately the main thing, probably why you're watching, which is to see some photography. So hopefully you've enjoyed that as well, and I will see you in the next one pretty soon. Cheers guys, see you later.